A dramatic reading from DJ Scip of Date Night by Hercules Rockefeller. Alvarez knocked on the door and stepped into the office. You asked for me, sir? Dr. Gears looked up from the files on his desk, fixing his gaze on the young security guard. Yes, I've been trying to contact Dr. Clef all evening, but he's not answering his phone. I'd like you to locate him and make sure he's all right, and tell him I have something urgent to discuss with him. But, sir, it's Friday night, Alvarez said, suddenly uncomfortable. If you'll recall... Oh, I see. It's his... Yes, says Alvarez. And he can't? He's left instructions he's not to be disturbed under any circumstances, so... Yes, sir. Dr. Gears continues, Well, I suppose things can wait until tomorrow morning, then. Very well, sir. Alvarez leaves the office. Dr. Clef sat in the dining room of his Site 19 suite. The place was lavish by any standards. Gold-embossed wallpaper, ornate oak paneling, 18th century furniture. The table set with priceless china and the finest silver. An antique Ming vase sat on a pedestal nearby, gleaming in the warm glow of the crystal chandelier. An original Caravaggio hangs on one wall, a Vermeer on the other. Berry White plays softly in the background. Clef exclaimed, setting down his spoon and wiping his mouth with his napkin. The fennel soup was exquisite. D12130 really outdid himself tonight. He gestures to one of the several D-Class personnel in attendance. More wine, D23897. Right away, Dr. Clef. The man in the orange jumpsuit said, nervously stepping up to the table and refilling his glass with a particularly crisp Chardonnay. Clef lifted the glass to his mouth, took a sip, and sighed with satisfaction. This is nice, he said, smiling at his guest. We should do this more often, don't you agree? Across the table, SCP-173 stared back at him, unmoving, silent. 5 D-Class personnel were positioned around the living statue, their eyes fixed on it. Cold sweat dripping from their faces as they struggled not to blink, not to break eye contact, not even for a second. A 6th man stood directly next to 173, trembling with terror, as he lifted spoonfuls of fennel soup up to its face, smearing the contents where its mouth should have been. May I just say, how lovely you look tonight, darling, Clef said, his eyes moving appreciatively over the black evening dress covering the statue's curves, the blonde, lustrous hair of the wig on its head, its rouge, stone cheeks. I was going to wait until later, but seeing you like this, I just... Look at me. You have me babbling like a schoolboy. I don't know what it is about you. You've always had this effect on me. SCP-173 looked on, its stone features blank, impassive. Anyway, Clef said, I got you something to show you how much I appreciate you being here, sharing this evening with me. Clef reached into his pocket and took out a small, flat box, handing it to D23897, who was standing nearby. The man took the box and went around to the other side of the table, his heart rate rising as he approached 173. Open it, darling, Clef said. D23897 opened the box, revealing a gold necklace inlaid with dozens of small diamonds. It should be the right size. I made it especially for you. Go on, put it on. Clef smiled. D23897 removed the necklace from the box and reluctantly tied it around 173's neck, wincing as his fingers brushed against the cold, hard cement surface. Clef was momentarily at a loss for words. It suits you. To perfection, he said at last. God, you're beautiful. I feel like I never want to take my eyes off of you. At that precise moment, Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe begins to play. Clef felt his heart flutter. It's our song, he breathed. As Barry White's rumbling voice filled the air, Clef found himself staring into 173's alien, painted-on eyes, losing himself in their depths. You know, he said after a moment, his voice now little more than a husky whisper, I'm suddenly not hungry anymore. What do you say we retire for the night? Clef was lying on his ample bed, 173 at his side, the lush satin sheets in disarray around them. The D-Class personnel were standing in a circle around the bed, 10 pairs of eyes that had not left the statue for the last 2 hours. I can't tell you how much these little tists of ours mean to me, Clef was murmuring in 173's ear. Running Site 19, all that responsibility, all those lives depending on me, it gets so exhausting. You're a miracle worker, you know. You really... His train of thought was interrupted by a series of hushed whispers. 2 of the D-Class personnel seemed to be having an argument. Clef cleared his throat loudly. Do you mind? D23897 snapped to attention. I'm sorry, sir. It's D45931. He hasn't slept in a couple of days, and he was starting to nod off. I told him he has to keep his eyes open. Oh, I see, said Clef. Well, actually, that's not necessary. D23897 frowned, confused. But sir, the statue. I won't deny she can be a feisty one. What with those fiesta stares of hers. But as long as I'm around, she won't try anything. D23897 asked, so there's no danger? That's right, no need to worry. D23897 was silent. Dr. Clef continued. Now, if that's all, I'd like to get back to... Then why are we here? D23897 nearly shouted in disbelief. Why did you make us stay? Dr. Clef gave the man a strange look, the hint of an unhinged smile playing on his features. I just like it when people watch. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I hope you enjoyed.